My heart pounded with anticipation. Today was the day the future arrived.
Anna joined the throng of eager customers outside the tech store, all drawn in by the promise of the Zenith X. Its sleek design and rumored capabilities were irresistible.
Finally, I held the Zenith X in my hands, its cool metal a stark contrast to my warm touch. This was more than a phone, this was a statement, a portal to a world of endless possibilities.
Little did she know it was also a doorway to a nightmare. Strange things began to happen. Subtle glitches at first, easily dismissed as mere software hiccups. But they grew more frequent, more unsettling. A shiver ran down her spine. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The phone felt warm in her hand, even hot at times. The battery drained at an alarming rate. Anna dismissed it as a faulty battery. But deep down, a seed of doubt had been sown.
Then came the calls. Wrong numbers, the voices distorted, garbled, they sent chills down my spine.
The whispers started subtly, faint murmurs at the edge of her hearing whenever she held the phone to her ear.
Anna, they hissed, my name a strangled gasp.
She tried to ignore them, telling herself it was just interference. But the whispers grew louder, more insistent, more menacing. They were always there, lurking beneath the surface of every call, every song, every video. The voice was malevolent, hungry. It sent shivers down her spine, each syllable laced with an unseen terror. It knew her name, but how? Fear began to gnaw at the edges of her composure. This was beyond a simple glitch. Sleep became a distant memory. Anna was trapped in a waking nightmare. Her phone would ring in the dead of night, the caller ID blank. The whispers were clearer now, filled with a chilling malice. They spoke of things she couldn't understand, dark, terrible things.
My reflection in the sleek black surface of the phone seemed different. My once bright eyes now held a haunted look. Dark circles underlined them, evidence of my sleepless nights.
One night, she woke to a sight that made her blood run cold. The phone was hovering above her bedside table, bathed in an unnatural light. The whispers were deafening, echoing around the room. And then, she saw it. A flicker of movement in the corner of her eye. A shadowy figure, tall and skeletal, lurking in the darkness. It vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving Anna in a heart-pounding silence.
I was no longer alone in my apartment. Something else was here with me. Something evil had latched onto me, and it had no intention of letting go.
Desperate, Anna turned to her friend Ben. Ben, with his easygoing nature and love for all things logical, seemed like a beacon of sanity in her increasingly surreal world. She showed him the strange messages, played him the haunting calls. But the evidence, so clear to her, seemed to disappear when viewed through Ben's skeptical eyes. The messages were gone, the calls untraceable. Even the battery life seemed normal.
Anna, I'm worried about you. You haven't been yourself lately. Maybe you're just working too hard.
His words, meant to comfort, felt like another weight on Anna's chest. She was alone in this nightmare, her terror dismissed as stress.
It's the phone, Ben. It's watching me, listening to me.
But her words were met with a sad shake of the head. Ben, her only confidant, remained unconvinced. Driven by a desperate need to prove her sanity, Anna delved deeper into the phone's operating system. Sleep-deprived but resolute, she scanned through files, searching for anything out of the ordinary.
And then I found it.
An app, hidden deep within the phone system disguised as a routine system file. Its icon was a single, malevolent red eye, staring back at her with chilling intensity. Her blood ran cold. This was it, the source of her torment.
With trembling fingers, I clicked on the app.
The screen flickered, and a live video feed sprang to life. It was her apartment, but the angle was wrong. It was as if the camera was positioned high above, looking down. Then, she realized with a sickening feeling. It wasn't from her apartment, it was from inside her mind. The entity revealed itself. No longer content with whispers and shadows, it materialized on the phone's screen. Its form was grotesque, a writhing mass of digital static and distorted features. But its eyes, those piercing red eyes, held a terrifying intelligence.
You cannot hide from me, you are mine now.
Terror threatened to consume Anna, but a spark of defiance ignited within her.
No, I won't let you control me.
This was her life, her mind. She wouldn't surrender to this digital demon. She would fight. Anna hurled the Zenith X across the room, the impact silencing the entity's taunting laughter. The silence that followed was deafening. It was over, or so she thought. The relief was short-lived, quickly replaced by a chilling realization.
The phone lay shattered on the floor, its sleek surface now a spiderweb of cracks. Yet the red eye of the hidden app continued to glow ominously. It was watching me. I was disconnected, yet still very much haunted.
Fear, a constant companion now, whispered that this wasn't over. The entity was still out there, lurking, waiting for its opportunity to strike again. Sleep offered no escape, her dreams plagued by the entity's haunting red eyes. Anna was trapped in a waking nightmare. The line between reality and digital horror blurred beyond recognition. She had to find a way to fight back, to break free from the entity's grasp before it consumed her completely. Driven to the brink, Anna knew she couldn't face this alone. She needed Ben, his skepticism notwithstanding. She found him at their usual coffee shop, his face etched with concern when he saw her.
Ben, you have to believe me, she pleaded, her voice ragged with exhaustion. It's still out there, even with the phone destroyed.
She recounted the events of the past few days, the terror in her voice finally breaking through Ben's skepticism. He listened intently, his initial disbelief giving way to concern, then finally to a steely resolve.
We'll fight this together, he assured her, taking her hand. We just need to figure out how.
Hope flickered in Anna's eyes. Ben believed her. They spent hours researching, their frantic search leading them down a rabbit hole of ancient lore and modern technology. Finally, they stumbled upon a solution, a digital exorcism, a ritual to banish the entity back to the digital abyss. The air crackled with tension as Anna and Ben prepared for the ritual. They gathered in her apartment, the shattered remains of the Zenith X laid out on a table like a sacrificial offering. The ritual was complex, involving a specific sequence of code, a digital sigil downloaded from the deepest recesses of the internet, and a hardware component from the destroyed phone.
Guided by the instructions they had found, Anna began to chant the ancient words, her voice gaining strength with each passing moment.
Ben, his face grim, held the glowing component aloft, its light pulsing in sync with Anna's chanting. The room grew cold, a digital chill seeping into the air. And then, from the shattered phone, the red eye of the entity flared to life. It let out an ear-splitting shriek, a digital scream that rattled the very foundation of the apartment. The entity fought back, desperate to cling to its hold on Anna. The air crackled with energy, the digital sigil on the laptop screen flickering precariously. Ben held his ground, his face pale but determined.
It's almost over, Anna. Keep going, he shouted, his voice barely audible above the entity's enraged screams.
Anna poured every ounce of her will into her chanting, the words flowing from her lips with a primal force. And then, with a blinding flash of light and a deafening roar, the entity was gone. Silence descended upon the apartment, heavy and absolute. Anna collapsed onto the floor, her body trembling with exhaustion. The ordeal had taken its toll, leaving her drained and vulnerable. She had won, but the victory felt hollow. The experience had changed her, branded her with the chilling knowledge of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of our increasingly digital world. As she looked at the shattered remains of the Zenith X, a wave of nausea washed over her. The price of innovation, it seemed, was eternal vigilance. Life slowly returned to normal. The nightmares faded, replaced by everyday anxieties. Yet a shadow lingered in Anna's mind, a reminder of the terror she faced. She learned that technological advancement came with a price. The digital world held unseen dangers, entities lurking in cyberspace.
She no longer trusted sleek designs. She traded her Zenith X for a simple, older model. The experience changed her outlook. Technology was a tool to be respected.
The digital world was a wilderness, beautiful and terrifying. The entity was gone, but Anna knew it was still out there, watching, waiting,